Reverb. An effect whereby the sound produced by an amplifier or an amplified musical instrument is made to reverberate slightly. Alternatively, a device for producing reverb. Since the mid-20th century, reverb has been used to add ambience or epic washes of sound to recorded music. Before its invention, you'd have to be a fancy-pants aristocrat engineer with access to a castle dungeon or two to get this effect. Citation needed. Early forms of reverberation were generated by strictly mechanical means. Here is a spring reverb, in which a transducer, a device that converts physical movement to electrical voltage, or vice versa, vibrates in reaction to your audio signal, just like how a loudspeaker vibrates. In this case, a coiled spring is attached to the transducer and the vibrations travel through it on their way out of the unit. On the way, all sorts of little metallic vibrations and echoes are picked up, and these create the reverb effect. These days, most of our reverb is generated through electronic means. Our pedals, plugins and racks massage and cajole our audio through algorithms, bits of code that create all of the little echoes and modulations needed for your next Vangelis ripoff. Shirt optional. So without further ado, let's look at some of the reverbs I have here in the magical bunker, and listen to enough ambience to give Brian Eno a massive hardware shopping list. As always, the channel motto applies. Let's have fun and look at some stuff you might have missed. In each example, you'll hear a guitar riff for reference, and then a little voyage into the unknown, going wherever the reverb takes me, baby. Manfred Schrader was creating reverb algorithms at a time when no device could play them back in real time. His 1962 academic paper described an algorithm that would have taken the most powerful computers of the time several days to render the audio. The Schrader reverb piqued my interest, and I wondered how I could hear it for myself. Thankfully, Disco DSP have released a free 64-bit plugin that implements the algorithm. Due to its small number of reflections and the lack of modern creature comforts, diffusion, modulation, etc., it has an impressively dense, raw metallic vibe. It would definitely impose itself upon your arrangement, so EQ may be required. Native Instruments Guitar Rig offers a pretty decent sounding spring reverb simulation, but it has one feature that sets it apart from the real thing. There is a knob that can change the length of the virtual spring, and whilst that's cool for simulating smaller or larger spaces, the real creative fun comes when you modulate that length using a step sequencer. You get very rhythmic, clangorous textures. The Boss VF1 is an eye-catching red half-rack unit from the year 2000. a multi-effects unit with plenty of connectivity. In addition to lush modulated reverb tones, the unit features a ring modulator that attempts to track your instrument's pitch. Interestingly, it loses the plot in spectacular fashion if you try to play two notes at once. Want to hear more from this little red box? Let me know in the comments. The Ensoniq EPS 16 Plus is a sampler and workstation from 1991. The instrument built upon the company's previous heritage in designing synthesizers, samplers, and computer sound chips, starting with a little chip you may know called SID. I should do a documentary on this sometime. In addition to sampling, the 68,000 based EPS can perform all sorts of neat wavetable tricks and, back on topic, features an absolutely epic reverb with modulation. The Yamaha Rex 50 is one of those pieces of equipment that I am loath to demonstrate, because currently it feels like a total underdog within the reverb world.
Nick House doesn't agree with you in the chat. Nick House, Rex 50,
This video could change that and start a stampede towards the eBay search box. This little nuclear bunker is a desktop spin-off from Yamaha's well-regarded SPX series. These were total studio workhorses in the 80s, and one of its presets became a cornerstone of shoegaze music. A standard Rex 50 is not a particularly exciting prospect, and that's why I asked my good friend Circuit Ben to modify mine. It features a variable clock knob. This knob actually controls the speed of the audio contained in RAM, meaning that you can stretch those reverbs out really long, and the sound quality degrades in interesting ways. There are also a couple of momentary buttons that cause various mild to extremely loud explosions. please do tell me in the comments if you'd like to hear more from the Rex 50. Well, that about sums up episode 1 of Magical Synth Adventure. If you've enjoyed yourself, then please subscribe and join me next time where I'll look at 5 more interesting reverbs. And now, to celebrate and play us out, please welcome a true fan of epic reverb, Mr. Nick Bat.